Walk-around time again, and today it is the Aprilia RSV 1000R factory. What can I say about this bike? Well, it was one of the most surprising bikes that I bought. I didn't actually intend to buy this bike, it's just a deal came along that I couldn't really say no to, so I didn't. And this thing was actually my Aprilia gateway drug, so this was the first Aprilia I bought, and it's one of my favorite. You know, as I've mentioned in several of the videos I've done on this thing, prior to buying this bike, I always kind of thought Aprilia was like a Me Too Ducati, and this bike taught me the error of my ways. In many ways it makes me kind of nostalgic now, seeing as how this was one of the last really powerful, completely raw sport bikes. There's no rider aids of any kind, there's no ABS, there's no traction control, there's no nothing. It's just you, 150 odd horsepower, and not much else. Some would say, and I'm one of them, that that's a good thing. Just a generally well put together, good looking bike. I mean, the ergonomics are a little bit silly, as this was made in a time before anyone really paid a whole lot of attention to them. But, you know, as sport bikes go, it really isn't that bad. Got those sexy Öhlins forks. Dash is getting a bit dated by today's standards, but it works perfectly well for my needs. Upgrades on this bike. Well, there's the obvious upgrade, which is the MIV titanium exhaust. I know a lot of people have asked me what exhaust is on this bike that makes it so idiotically loud. That's it. And it's also got HID headlights, so you can sort of see where you're going at night. And actually, I think that's about it. Haven't done a whole lot else to this thing because it doesn't really need it. Got these sexy gold wheels. I've always been a fan of these. Even though this bike has like a conventional two-sided swing arm, and I usually prefer a single-sided swing arm just from a looks perspective, this is an awfully sexy swing arm. You know, it's all aluminum, all very well put together, and you know, really awesome welds. You can see that. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Really nice TIG welded aluminum, which I'm always a fan of because I do that crap myself. I also quite like all the carbon on the bike. You know, that's one of the big things about the factory is a lot of the body parts are carbon. And on most bikes it's a bit overdone these days, I feel, but on this one it just kind of fits it. I quite like the foot controls. The pegs are good and grippy, and even though I'm not a huge fan of the rubber stuff on the linkages, this one's very direct because there is no linkage. It just goes right into the gearbox. Same thing with the brake. You know, it just goes right in there. There's no complicated linkage as you tend to have on most bikes. Being Leon Loco, of course, I love the graphics. Very aggressive, very in your face, much like the rest of the bike. And I really do love these dampers. I actually had to rebuild these, well, not rebuild them, but I had to change the seals in them once already because when I bought the bike they were leaking a little bit. So someone was doing wheelies, but it wasn't me. It's a bike like this, you know, I don't hoon it up too much on stuff like this because if you drop it, if you screw up, you know, this body works hard to find, and you know, I have other bikes that are more ablative for that kind of crap. I can't imagine any humans actually sitting on the back of this thing, but if you're a good-looking girl and you want to give it a shot, let me know. I can make it happen. I love that big cast and welded aluminum frame, which is then anodized. Sexy gold. There's so many things in this bike you can just look at and say, geez, that looks nice. Big Rotax V-twin. sexy. So that is the Aprilia RSV 1000R factory, or RSVR if you like. Walk around. If there's any other bikes you would like to see a walk around of that I have or can possibly find, leave me a comment, let me know, and I'd be happy to do one. Hey, you like my channel? Well, hit the subscribe button and I'll do more wheelies.